All right, folks. Hello. Welcome to this delayed coverage of Battle on the. I always want to say of the on the Bay of Crabs. I am Roy Rogers of the White Book, formerly of the Second Sons, and I'm by myself today. So, hi, Francis. How are you? So I hope everybody is having a lovely weekend as we jump into one of the first, maybe the first major international tournament with Hano's brand new cards. So not only do you get the experience of this lovely, lovely, lovely Game of Thrones, you get to watch me learn the new cards. So it's going to be a really educational stream today. We're going to be getting started when the round starts, which should be in about 5 or so minutes. But let's take a quick look at what the metagame is all about. Let me make sure I refresh the standings here for folks. So we got local DC boy Andrew McCauley sitting on here at the top. We've got a Czech player to Moss sitting on here at the top. Adam, so Czech, okay, lots of Czechs doing well today. Nereus, who's been a staple of our online events, is doing really well as well. We've got Adamo from Montreal, Dennis Luke from Germany, Mahaya, I believe is how you say it, from Slovenia, and then, it's going to kill me, Ija from Germany. This is where I wish David was with me. He would be able to help here. We have about 22 players who started today off with us, and my frame rates are dropping. Let me know, folks, the couple people who are watching, if my stream is acting up. This is my first time doing an extended broadcast from my temporary setup at my parents' house, which will be ending in about a month. So I don't know 100% how good the internet's going to be. All right. So let's take a look at the metagame. So the metagame is overwhelmingly Baratheon. So, which I think makes sense having looked over Hano's cards. Or the design team's cards, if we want to be generous to the hard work of people besides Hano. So definitely it makes sense to me to see Baratheon. I'm a little surprised to see so much Martell. But maybe with the metagame brought maybe more imbalance, hopefully, by the redesigns. Martell might have a place to shine. Like, Martell definitely is a faction that can definitely punish people who are trying to play a fair game. And it has definitely been one of the better factions when people are trying to play a fair game, but the answers to locations are weaker. And, you know, if Greyjoy, which is only 2 people in this tournament are playing Greyjoy, is not really present, then definitely Martell is in a good spot. That's when we saw, oh my god, world champion. Why is my brain forgetting which, Leonard, there we go. When Leonard won, Worlds. That was definitely a situation that was in. There was a lot of fair decks in that field. Or at the very least, decks that were fairer on the combo side of things. Like there was the Fat Cat decks that we played, but they still had a mostly mid-range game plan with a combo finisher. My classic way of referring to Thrones decks. That is definitely the way I think that probably Thrones is probably most consistently played. A deck that can play a fair challenges game until about 10 power, and then gain that last 5 or so power very fast before its opponent can interact. Tends to be pretty good. Yeah. So it's interesting to see Baratheon coming out on top. In many ways, it's been a little bit of a reversal from where it's been more recently, where we've seen a predominance of Stark. Stark is, 14% of the metagame in the second half of the top. Of course, this is a very small tournament. But again, the fact that Baratheon makes up 27% is, again, pretty surprising to me. So, but, people haven't been able to maybe play their yellow cards as much, but Barra was doing pretty well. But I guess they can play different yellow cards than they could before. They went out of their way to try and bring the power level down of the R'hllor package. So let's take a look again. Cards-wise, we've got a Stark Prince that was promised deck, along with the Barra Assault from Shadows. Now, Andrew's been playing this Barra Assault from Shadows deck since... I don't even know at this point. Over a year? He definitely played it at Thrones Toberfest last year, in the before times. And... we've got a Night's Watch Alliance deck from Adamo. That's probably some weird combo deck. And so 2 Stark decks in the top half of, the top part of the Swiss round so far. Interesting. Yeah, so an undefeated so far. We have 1 Barra deck, 1 Barra control deck. Stark Prince that was promised. I wonder who the Prince is. Maybe we'll take a look at that deck. Targaryen Sea of Blood. Back. And a Targaryen trading with the Cohor. Excuse me, Night's Watch Alliance, and a Barra House with the Red Door deck. Probably, I'm imagining one of the control locations. And maybe the draw one. Yeah, at least Thrones Toberfest, yeah. The lack of Tyrell is a shame. They have some of the more interesting redesigns. Yeah, definitely, you're definitely right there, Francis. But, I think the problem with Tyrell, right, at this point, I think, is that they've been nerfed to be fair, and Tyrell, I think, when you take the power level of the Tyrell cards down to the point at which they're primarily playing fair, I think they'll Sea of Blood is definitely one of the more interesting redesigns. I still am not super fond of it, I'll be honest. I think it's just kind of like a garbage card, and I don't really like, as we sort of talked about, I think in the White Book episode we did when we talked about Reigns of Castamere. I'm super not fond of any of the power or icon specific agendas. I do think that this way Hano did Sea of Blood is much better than what Danny did, and it's a better card. It's a not better card, but it's a a fairer card, a more interesting card, a more interactive card. Then there's more counterplay to it. But I still am super not fond of it. But that's just, my personal opinion versus a purely game design level. Yeah, but anyway, Tyrell. So I think because the legacy of the last couple of years of how FFG managed the game and managed the Tyrell card pool, the Tyrell cards kind of got garbagey, just like Lannister. Tyrell was just so powerful that when you bring the overall power level of Tyrell down, the other cards are just not powerful enough, right? You didn't see when you could have cancel plots every turn from third and on. What do you mean by that, Francis? You mean that there's a lot of counterplay with the plots to Sea of Blood? Or you... I'm slightly confused. So, wow. All right. Let's take a look and see. Oh, pairings are up. So let's take a look. Oh, cool. We'll look at the top match. Andrew versus Tamash. And the Barasov in the Shadows versus Stark Prince. That's super cool. So I'm going to flip us over to that game in a second. Oh, before having to discard tokens. Right. You're definitely right. All right. Yes, the discarding tokens, like, counterplay stuff is really good. Where is my game? Leave game. Yeah. What table? Let me make sure I get the table right. Jousting Pavilion. This is all exciting broadcasting, but when it's just me, that's what you're stuck with. Yeah, current pairings. They're at table 3, actually. No, wait. No. No, they're at table 1. Cool. All right. I would assume they would be, but where's table 1? Watch. C1. Boom. I will let you all watch the game while I get everything up and going. Where's the game? There it is. Stuff. I will update that. Let's transition it over so you all can see the game while I get the bells and whistles working. All right, we should have the game log. Game log is up, and then let me put in the pairing stuff. Round 3. All right. So, oops. And there we go. Cool. Everything should be visible now, but I'll move that over. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so it all should be pretty good for you all now. While we do this. Okay, so Stark, let me scroll up real quick and see what their prince is. They're playing How Stark the Prince Was Promised. Catelyn Stark. I assume it's Combo Cat? Oh, yeah. Awesome. That's a Combo Cat. Yes, that's a good way to start the day. So the Stark player is off to a pretty decent start here with Alysanne and Box Sansa here and some economy. But the Barra player has a bunch of control tools. So the question is, can they... So I'm really interested to see whether or not the combo potential of this deck can power through the Baratheon nonsense, right? So if I was sitting in the Stark player seat, what I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to focus very much on my combo kill of my opponent. Because you're not really going to be able to be super interactive-y. I mean, because like the Barra control elements are really, really strong against Stark. You know, we've already got Black Cells. We've already got economy to pay for these things. We already have Chamber. So, I mean, my plan would be to get a big-ass cat, all right, and... which can compete with the Iron Throne to win dominance, and just try to combo my opponent out. I don't think you're going to be able to do a huge amount of interaction. The problem you could run into, like, the murder event would be really good. What is that called? Beheading? The 3 gold that kills a tapped character? That would be a card to watch out for, but I don't think Andrew is playing that card. But it's definitely something that could screw up the combo game plan. But I would say overall, looking now at the Stark Prince deck, I would say that this is pretty... The question is, like, how all in on the combo elements are you? And if you're heavily into the combo elements, I would probably say I would feel pretty good playing against a slow, grindy deck. If you're not all in on the combo elements, if you really are leaning into the mid-range elements of the deck, you definitely are in a little bit more trouble. But Prince does give you the ability that they can't permanently get rid of Cat, which is really nice. All right, so the Neil comes down again. Or, excuse me, the Stark player's swinging in for a power challenge. I apologize. And that Sansa, just to be clear, has a pinch of powder on her, has Nymeria, and has Blood of the First Men. Blood of the First Men. That is one you don't see all that often. That is, character you control only. Attached character gains the Old God trait. During a challenge in which you control participating Stark character, kneel attached character to have it participate in a challenge on your side. So it's the Stark plot on a stick, quite literally. So, alright. Andrew Mack defends, but loses, which allows the Stark player to take control of Fickle Bannerman. And now comes the military challenge. Public execution. Yep, Todd. That is definitely the plot, the card I'm thinking of earlier. All right, this military challenge is rumbling in. I don't think there's a... I mean, this is pretty dangerous spot. I mean, I believe we're going to say goodbye to Cat. Let me double check the amount of gold that Andrew... Not Cat, excuse me. Mel has. Yeah, no, gold. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. For Melisandre. Poor Mel. Alright, are we going to see Mel hit the dead pack? Oh, we have a rules question going on here. Oh, it's a, I guess, question about marriage pact? Yeah, the way I believe marriage pact works is you can put it on your own characters and it can't participate in challenges against the controller of marriage pact. I believe. Melisandre is dead. And we see the power go for unopposed. Melly is dead. Poor Mel. Dead as a doornail. I mean, I still think that the Barra player, depending on their hand, is in a good spot here. They have a ton of resources, but you know, losing the Fickle Bannerman, losing Melisandre, is a big deal. Perhaps they were a little greedy. All right, Andrew Mack selected a plot. Valor. Yep, Valor into Winter Festival. Seems fair. Huh. Oh, yeah, okay. So, Iron Throne bugged out there. Sansa Stark is dead. So just Arya. Now, turn 2 Valor is probably not what you want to do in Andrew's spot here. You probably were definitely much more interested in, you know, being able to wait a couple of turns. But it was a significant amount of pressure, and particularly losing your own Fickle Bannerman was, you know, really going to mess with the ability of the Barra player to sort of like win a power challenge or really push anything through. So I can see Valoring, but it's definitely not where you want to do, because that's a critical resource, and of course to give up. And the Stark player, of course, has a fistful of cards, but very limited economy, so that is nice. But 6 gold is pretty solid. But a lot of their best cheap cards are dead. So all right, Rose Road comes down. Let's see. Card in shadows here. Okay. Card for free into shadows. And we see the Iron Throne come. Yep, as such, it's going to put him behind in both plots and character state. Yep, it's the board. The thing is, can Andrew leverage the amazing locations that they have going on here? I hope so, but I mean, 1 gold is not a lot. So maybe if he has the Bara attachment that prevents going on power challenges and counting for dominance, that would be a sweet card to pop out of shadows here. I'm trying to think what else for 1 gold they would have. That could also, of course, trigger their black cells. So you get a 2-for-1 there of controlling 1 character and then putting a long-term answer on another. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The Stark player drawing their answer card. And what is that card in the bottom left? This is... Oh, Last Hearth. Okay, cool. All right. So Last Hearth. Okay. I mean, it's an okay rebuild for the Stark player. All right. Economy, good. Yeah, Last Hearth Scouts hurts a lot. It's going to force them to interact much more in the marshalling phase. Excuse me. But the nice thing about Assault is you're not, like, kind of priced in to playing cards out of shadows. Yeah, the suit. Well, the suit has a sad story behind it. I was at a funeral before this. That's why I'm starting late. So I just didn't want to change. And then, yes, this is from Teaching, Rabs. This is from Teaching. So. Yeah, and it was an extended family member. Thank you. All right. So we've got Arya rumbling in here for an unopposed... Oh, and then Last Half Scouts. They want to... Ooh, okay. So we got the Superior Claim. Plus, we're going to get a Prince trigger here to search up Cat, I imagine. All right. Yep, gets Catelyn Stark. Let me make sure that I've been talking about how it's combo cat, but let me make sure that it's the right cat here. No, it's not combo cat. Okay, their prince is challenges cat. All right, that blows my mind. I'm sorry. Like I guess I'm bad at this game. That seems like a waste of the agenda slot, but maybe they're running both. That's quite possible. But I don't know why you wouldn't want the combo cat here if you had access to her. I mean, the challenges cat is good about stopping cards from shadows doing much, but Econ, yeah, the Econ situation. I would say that their Econ's pretty good. I mean, we'll have to see what plots that they have. Now, but we'll see. Probably just running both. Yeah, they probably are just running both. All right, so we have a big old summer plot into the Stark challenges plot. I love that plot. And 7 gold challenges plot using Skagos to upgrade. Using the Skagos to upgrade is good. What does the Skagos redesign? I don't remember. Right, that was one of the cards that Hano redesigned. What does that one do off the top of my head? See, that's the problem. We're learning cards. I'm going to be learning cards here. Because while I looked over the whole thing, it didn't stick. I have years of the old cards and none of the new. Okay, we got some Red Priest action here. Red Priest action. Alright, Red Priest is going to take something here. I forget. Does Iron Thorn tell us what it takes? I think it does. All right, Red Priest's going to get his grubby little hands on Winterfell. Okay. Solid. All right, card goes into shadows. Yep. Took Winterfell. Puts a card in the shadows. So we've got 2 cards in shadows. Sky goes into shadows and the card returns kneeling. Okay, thank you, Francis. Thank you, Todd. Cool. So definitely a nerf, but still very powerful, in particularly to upgrade a character like Catelyn. Kneel and return a Sky Ghost to Shadows. Sacrifice a standing start card. To search your deck for a card of the same title as the sacrifice card and put it into play. Knelt. Shuffle your deck. Cool. Thank you very much, Rabs. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Todd. Thanks, Cheat. All right. So Andrew is sitting. Oh, and we get. What's the best way to refer to this, Robert? Fast Robert? Fat Bob? Relore Bob? Fire it off in chat. 1.0 Bob? 1.0, well, would you say that this one is different enough to not exactly be, right? Because that Bob got renown on himself, which is both better and worse, right? And this one you gain for your faction, right? Or am I wrong? Yeah, for your faction, which is better and worse, right? I think they're fast or fat, yeah. Fast is probably the best in 2020. Go or Bob. Yeah, that's what I thought of him as, Francis. All right, so 4-drop cat is out alongside a she-bear. So again, we see a very, very big... and another marriage pact. Yep. Oh, putting... All right, that's a cool interaction that I actually hadn't thought about. She-bear and marriage pact. Wow, a body and a marriage pact? Woohoo! That is nice. That is some nice synergy. Oh man, I wish that had been legal. I love marriage pact. It is one of my favorite start cards. So anytime marriage pact is playable, I'm a happy person. All right, so we got Black Cells stops Catelyn Stark from standing, and Blackwater Rush came out of shadows. And we see an intrigue challenge swinging in with that Red Priest. All right. All right. Ooh, Ward gets hit. That is a nice hit for our bearer player. So they move 1 power from Bobby to their faction card. I guess Bobby's going to be dying to this military claim that's about to come through then, I guess. All right, Andrew Mack finished his challenges. And we are coming in. The Stark player is got a lot of options on the table. See, the nice thing is that plot, the plot gets around, no, right? Because, let me read, actually, Black Cells real quick. So, Black Cells, reaction after card you control comes out of shadows, kneel, until the end of the phase, the player cannot kneel or stand. Okay, and then this, you do have to kneel it to work? Yeah, kneel, yeah, boo! It doesn't get around it. That's sad. That makes me sad. Because I love that Stark plot. I really wish it was more playable. That was one of my favorite early 1 or 2.0 Stark cards. It's just so efficient. But just power level does not hold up. Okay, Andrew does not defend the challenge, so the power challenge comes. We get the trigger. Are we going to get draw here or search? Yep, draw card. And claim is applied. Stark player is now sitting at, let me double check the power totals. The Stark player is at 8, and, excuse me, and the bearer player is at 5. At 5. moving in for a dominance win, which of course kind of swings things back. And the round is moving to its end. March incoming would be pretty good. If the Stark players running March, of course. It's not necessarily a given at this day and age. Ugh, excuse me. One power for their faction. Have Robert Baratheon and Catelyn Stark gain 1 power. Oh, that's super cute. That interaction is very, very cute, by the way, between Storm's End and Robert. That's super cute. A+ for figuring that out, Andrew. That's super, super cute. I like it. All right, so we're at 9-7 now, thanks to that cool Storm's End trick. Well, nope, we get exchange into trade routes. Right, nothing's restricted. Oh, okay, cool. What was trade routes nerfed down to? Choose a plot, gain 1 gold for each location. Choose a player, gain 1 gold for each location that player controls. Yep, it's a solid nerf. This card will still end up being restricted or banned or whatever. Then whatever Hano or whatever lord rules over the game chooses, I can imagine. That's still really powerful. I mean, just look at how much gold Andrew gains. 9 here. Still really powerful. All right. Draw 2. Winterfell Stewart, Last Hearth, and Summer were chosen to go into the Stark player's hand, by the way, from that exchange. And Andrew gets 6 gold and marshals Edric. Nice little effective chump. Are we going to see a Maester Crescent here? Nope, but we do. Okay, and to bestow 2 on the Fickle Bannerman. Okay. Another Starmines Fiefdom, a card into Shadows. And I believe our Burr player will probably be done. Maybe they have another card to play. Oh, they have another card goes into Shadows. Now we throw it over to the Stark player who collects 6 gold. Stark's not playing March, yeah. Okay, the chain. All right, was Bear Allen Scout changed? Let's see. Top 10 cards. Yeah. For House Mormont card. Did they hit? Yep, they did hit and hit another Bear Island Scout. Okay. I will miss the real Bear Island Scout. Those Squadron Hawks. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. Marshalling is done. We get Summer, the attachment, and Winterfell out as well. All right. Black Rider Rush has Robert Baratheon gain 1 power, and an additional power goes on to the faction card. Black Cells make this so Catelyn cannot participate in any challenges. All right. Okay, Andrew Mack is coming for the power challenge here. And we go to see what the Stark player is going to do in response. So, I do think that this game overall is kind of playing out like how I thought it would. The Stark player has a big board advantage, But Andrew has the tools to hold them off from really doing anything super crazy in the challenges phase. And the lack of sort of passive power gain is really, really, really dangerous. Like, an honest game is really, at the end of the day, not going to be in the favor of the